How's it going, YouTube? This is Manny from Manny Fresh Bets, bringing you my same game parlay for MLB today, 4/20/22. If this is the first time watching one of my videos, I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribe, like, comment, and share. We're up to over 130 subscribers. I gave a giveaway out for 3 lucky subscribers when we reached 100. I'm trying to do that again when we reach 200. So definitely share the word. Help me get better rankings on YouTube and on Google. And I will definitely repay it back and pay it forward like I did before. I gave my picks on for yesterday. If you faded the Astros and the Dodgers, you won money. Basically, the Astros screwed me out of almost $300 yesterday, which, again, as a bettor, kind of makes you, a little upset. But also as a bettor and someone that has been kind of doing this for, a year and a half to 2 years, you kind of just take it as is. And just keep moving forward. Can't dwell on the past, think about the future and the present. So as you can see here, these are the picks that we have. We had the Mets. I believe that was the first game that they won on the doubleheader. We had St. Louis, who won easily. We had the Yankees, who won 2-4. The Nationals, incredible 1-zip game. Milwaukee Brewers won their game. Obviously, the Astros got destroyed. Valdez is not a bad pitcher. I don't know what happened, but they lost and, again, screwed us over $300 in parlays. Padres did their thing. Oakland did their thing in a close game. And then the Dodgers, like I said, they lost their game 3-1. I believe that game was tied at 0 or very close in the end at the 7th, I think it was. And then they just took over. Then I had this other pick, kind of a safer pick with the Giants plus 3.5, the over. Obviously, the White Sox and the Cleveland Guardians game got canceled, I believe because of weather. Then I had the the Yankees on the money line under 8 runs. We had St. Louis over 5.5. We had the Rays plus 3.5. They actually won outright, and the over 5.5. And again, the Houston Astros couldn't even cover that 3.5 runs. They lost by 5. We had the under. And then we had these other picks, which won. So, again, just straight up Astros mess up. And that's not like them. So, and then this was another game, which we basically won everything except for the Houston Astros game. Again, look at the odds on there, 37-37. Look at the odds on this one, 80-08, and then the odds on this one were 81-57, and there was other bets in there that I won't go through, but there was a lot of winnings to be made. Unfortunately, the Astros just one of those games. So on to the next game, on to the next day, I should say, and we're gonna go again with the Brewers. They've been covering for us. They've been winning. I mentioned this in like two videos ago. I think they are turning the corner. They're starting to play together. They're starting to figure it out. So I think they're going to beat the Pirates here. In this game, it is a pitcher's duel. So I have Weaver and Q. I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but I know he's a good He's a pretty good pitcher. It doesn't have the alternate run lines, but this is a pretty close game. But I trust Beaver here in this game, and I think it's going to be a Guardians win. I'm also inclined to take the under in this game. I won't do it for this purpose, but I'm leaning towards that way. So I might post another pick on Twitter. So if you're not following me on Twitter, it's at Manny Fresh Bets. And then for this game, I'm going to take the Phillies. They won yesterday. I think they will win again. This Dodgers team is kind of they've been hot, so I'm not gonna knock them, but they lost to a lesser Braves team. Braves are not a bad team; they're pretty good. I think they're one of the best teams in the NL, but the Dodgers should have beat them. So to cover myself, I'm gonna take the Dodgers at plus 3.5, just because I think this is gonna be a close game. Padres, I'm gonna take them to keep beating on the Reds. Sorry, Reds fans, but that team is not good. I'm going to take the Oakland Rays the Oakland Athletics to beat the Orioles. I'm going to also take the Yankees. Um, I might take them at -1.5 to win my 2 or more runs. That's more of a riskier play, so I'm going to play it safer here. And then for this game, Otani is pitching, obviously a good pitcher. The Angels are just not as good as I thought they were going to be. And I'm probably going to take the Astros at +3.5. So even if they lose, they should lose by 3 or less runs. I see that happening. I'm not sure why the Cardinals are not favored here. You guys can let me know in the comment section. I don't know if Alcantara is a good pitcher. Haven't been following the Marlins for a bit. But everything else tells me that the Cardinals should cover that 1.5 run mark. So I'm going to take them at 1.5 runs, unless there's some injuries or something I don't know about. Actually, I'm going to take that off, play it a little bit more safe. Then for this game, I'm going to take the Nationals to win the game. And for the Red Sox Blue Jays game, I'm going to take the Red Sox on the alternate run line at +3.5. So I'm going to leave it there at 10 picks. I think that's more than enough in the first one, kind of the more safer play. I'm going to take the Brewers, the Guardians, the Phillies, the Dodgers at +3.5, the Padres, the Oakland Athletics, and the Yankees at the money line. Then I'm going to take the Houston Astros +3.5. I'm going to take the Boston Red Sox at +3.5. And then I'm going to take the Nationals at the money line straight up. And if I bet a buck, I could win $53. And then for these other games, again, the Cubs just keep amazing me. I'm going to have to eat crow on that one because I keep saying that saying that they're better than what I expected. Keep picking against them, and I keep losing. So I'm going to stay away from that game. I'm not going to even touch it. In terms of the Twins and the Royals, I'm going to take the Twins at the alternate run line at +3.5. I'm going to take the Seattle Mariners to win. And I'm going to take the Red Sox, again, at the alternate run line at +3.5. This is a pretty interesting game that I think the Mets can actually win straight up, but I'm going to do it at the alternate run line. I'm a Yankee fan. I've been making fun of the Mets, even though I like them to win. But I've been making fun of the Mets for a while now, just because my Met fan friends make fun of the Yankees. But I actually believe in this Mets team. I think they're pretty good, and they could make it far if they stay healthy. So I'm going to trust them there to cover that spread. I'm going to take the Nationals at the alternate run line as well. Obviously, they're favored, so those odds are going to be a little bit less. But just covering myself in case something goes haywire. There is no alternate run line here. Kind of a riskier play, but I'm going to take the Cardinals to cover that +1.5 play. And then I'm actually going to take the Houston Astros again on the alternate run line at +3.5. Doesn't look like the strikeouts are out yet. And then I'm going to take the Yankees. I think they could cover the 1.5. So I'm going to take them to win at least by 2. And I'm going to do the same thing for the Oakland Athletics to win by 2 or more. I'm going to take the Padres at the alternate run line just in case they do get beat. Hopefully they don't get beat by more than 3. So I'm going to take them at +3.5. And then for the Braves game, again, I'm going to take the Dodgers at +3.5. And I'm going to take the under. I'm going to risk it a little more. I'm going to take the under in this game for the Cleveland Guardians at the White Sox game. I think both of these pitchers are pretty good. So I think that 8 runs is a lot for that game. So I think it's going to be like maybe a 4-6 game, a 3-4, 5-2, something within those lines. So I think that'll be under the 8. So these are the picks for the more moderate play. We had a more safer play in the beginning. Now we have the Minnesota Twins plus 3.5, Seattle Mariners at the money line, the Red Sox and the Mets at plus 3.5, the Nationals at plus 3.5 versus the Diamondbacks. Then we have the Cardinals at plus 1.5 against the Marlins. So even if they lose by 1 run, we win that leg. And we have the Houston Astros plus 3.5 against the Angels. We have the Yankees minus 1.5 to beat the Detroit Tigers by 2 or more. Same thing with the Oakland A's. The Oakland A's to win by 2 or more against the Orioles. We have the Padres plus 3.5. We have the Dodgers plus 3.5. And then we have the under in the Chicago White Sox Cleveland Guardians game. I think that's going to be a low-scoring game. And then just for example purposes, I'm going to bet $1 to win almost $67. And then kind of doing more of an aggressive play. I'm going to have the Brewers to beat the Pirates by 2 or more. I'm going to have the Guardians to beat the White Sox by 2 or more. Actually, I'm going to take them at the money line. Then I'm going to have the Rockies and the Phillies. I'm going to have the Phillies to win by 2 or more. I'm going to have the alternate run line for the Dodgers. Actually, I'm going to take the Braves at plus 3.5. And I'm going to take, let's see the total. I'm going to take the total under 14.5. I'm going to take the Padres to win by 2 or more runs. And let me see the total for this one. I'm going to take it under 14.5 as well. Actually, I'm going to leave that one off. The Padres can probably score pretty decently, so they might be able to score more than that. So I'm going to take the A's at the money line. Actually, I'm going to take them at the money line. I'm going to take the Yankees I'm going to take them to win by 3 or more. So this is more kind of an aggressive play. I'm going to take the Cardinals at the alternate run line. There is none. Yeah, I'm going to skip that one. I'm going to take the Mets at the money line to outright win. And I'm going to take the Red Sox at the alternate run line. It doesn't look like there is one. There is. So I'm going to take Boston plus 3.5. And again, I'm skipping that Chicago game. That game is, the Cubs have surprised me this year, and I'm not going to go against them until I can figure them out a little better. For the Twins game, I'm going to take the Twins at the alternate run line at plus 3.5. And for the Texas Rangers game, I haven't checked the score for the last game, but I think they've been scoring pretty well. But I'm going to take the Mariners at the run line. So these are the picks. It's going to be Atlanta plus 3.5 and the under 14.5. I'm going to take the Brewers to win by more than 2 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm going to take the Guardians at the money line versus the White Sox. I'm taking the Phillies minus 1.5. So they have to win by 2 or more runs against the Rockies. Then I have the Atlanta Braves plus 3.5 versus the Dodgers. I have the under in that game as well, under 14.5. I have the San Diego Padres to win by 2 or more against the Reds. I have the Oakland Athletics at the money line to beat the Orioles. The Yankees to win by 3 or more against the Tigers. I have the Mets on the money line. I have the Red Sox plus 3.5 against the Blue Jays. And I have the Twins plus 3.5 against the Royals and Seattle at the money line. So I'm going to bet $1 to potentially win 431. And I know this video is going long, so I don't want to go through all the hits and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post my picks on Twitter. So you'll see the screenshot of the picks that I'm making for hits, home runs. I've also been doing pretty well on the over-unders in the first inning. I am actually leaning towards the Yankees on the under for the first inning. I'm actually leaning towards the over in the Orioles. So I'm going to do it right now so that way you can see how it looks. I'm going to do this one. Over under half a run in the first inning. I'm going to go under for the Yankees game. For the Orioles against the Athletics, I like the over. For the Angels against the Houston Astros, I like the under. For the St. Louis Cardinals and the Miami, it doesn't look like it's available for this game. For the Giants and Mets game, I have the under as well. And then for the Red Sox and the Blue Jays, I also have the under. So it's 5 picks. Yankees, Detroit is going to be under half a run in the first inning, so basically no score. Same thing for Oakland and the Baltimore Orioles on the over. Under in both the games against 3 games. Angels, Houston, San Francisco, New York, and the Blue Jays against Boston. So again, I'm going to bet $1 to potentially win $23. And I've been doing pretty well on these. I've been doing them, parlaying them, and also doing them straight up. Those are the ones that I like. Like I said, I'm going to be posting the hits, home runs, picks on Twitter at MannyFreshBet. So make sure you're following me there. I'm going to end the video there, guys, because it's going pretty long. Apologize for the long video, but had some things to get off my chest about these Astros. Sorry about that, Astros fan. You guys enjoy your Wednesday. Hopefully we hit on these parlays and have a wonderful day of baseball. Thanks a lot, everyone.